Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here in Rotterdam aboard the brand new MS Connect from a completely new brand that some of you may have heard of because we've been writing about it. It's Transcend. And I'm here with the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Revenue Officer for Transcend. It's Kim Daly. And we're going to talk with her about this brand new ship and the opportunities that it's going to afford you as travel advisors to sell large groups and even weddings. As I heard up just later, there's a lot of groups like that, and you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. And first of all, it's great to see you. We've seen each other over the years many times, but this is a great few days for you. This is the debut of a brand new product, and it's here. It's real.
It's here and real. We've been talking about it for quite a while and really appreciate all that you've done to support us. Talking to the advisors, they're the ones who helped us create this idea, but to see her launch and have you with us is quite a momentous occasion.
Now, you've been here for a few years now, but you arrived at, 3 years ago?
I did. Well, I started to advise a bit back in late 2020. Okay. So one of the founders, Mark Campbell, who I had hired when I was running Mountain Travel Soback, was one of the originators of this and said, I think you'd be really interested in it. We're disrupting the market and we're bringing some into groups, and knew that I had always struggled with different charters or buy-ins that I had done. And so I advised and really became full-time about 2023.
And so here you are, and you saw a great opportunity here because, as you said, this is a rather unique product. It's for the group market. It's for weddings and destinations. It's for MICE. And it's a river cruise, but it can be customized in any way depending on the client. And so this is really an opportunity for them. And for and also it's going to end up being an entry level point for maybe future river cruising, right?
That's absolutely right. We see ourselves as a wonderful complement to all the products that are out there. I think you might have heard me talk about yesterday, the naming ceremony, that we are not a hotel. We are not a river cruise. We are a group platform. We're built for groups. And so we believe that we complement and will bring more people to the rivers to help all of our sister companies, but also introduce a new way for groups to actually perform at their very best, because the product and the service is optimized for exactly that.
Yeah. Now let's talk a little bit about that. The features of this ship, which really is a unique ship. I've never seen. I mean, there's some of the outlines of a traditional river ship, but boy, you throw a few curves in there, and all of a sudden, you see that. But talk about some of those features. I mean, the first one that everyone hits you is that you'll see we talked about it, the Forum, which is the theater, which is a huge movie screen. I could say, boy, I could go to film festivals here.
Absolutely. And we want to have film festivals here. So, I think that the Forum is one of those which no one's had a two-story. One of the...
It's an atrium, but
it is an atrium, but it's 2 stories. And it really not only enables a place for everyone to convene and to see a movie or to watch a chef demonstration or a lecture. You might have a Ivy League that's here, but it's also just a great place to bring everything together. It opens the ship up in ways that are unimaginable. And now you don't feel that you're on, a river ship that has, low ceilings and, only walls on the 2 sides, because you've got walls on 2 floors.
Yeah. And that leads to both the restaurant down below and then the lounge, which it's more traditional, but the lounge itself is divided. So you can actually have lots of different events all across the lounge. And it really works. I mean, you only have a maximum of like 120 guests, I believe. So that's what you're dealing with group size. You can have less, fewer.
But less. You can have, because of the fact that I'm sure we'll talk about it, our 60 staterooms, which get us to 120, can all turn into 30 suites. You could go down to a 30 suite or anything in between. But I think with the lounge, like you said, our goal was to meet the needs of all different types of groups. We're not trying to be everything to everyone, but we are meeting the needs of certain sectors. And those are to have spaces for everyone to come together, but also to have spaces for people to have their own private area. Like here, we're in the library.
We're in the library, which is, just an amazing place here. And but you also have, you mentioned the accommodations, and in each individual room, I love the amenities and the features. It's a different kind of layout. It really is. It works. And then, as you said, you can combine them to make it into a suite, right?
Right. And so, one of the things, because we're attracting so many people to river cruising who haven't been here before, these are A-listers and also C-suiters. They're used to large, spacious rooms and, the top tier hotels around the globe. And so we needed to make sure that with the smaller footprint we had to work with, that we can make the rooms as spacious and comfortable as possible. And we call it a quiet elegance, not only in terms of the touches we put in, but, the bathroom that has the smart glass. It's wonderful. Someone told me the other day, and they said, I had turned the glass opaque all the time. And she said, in the morning, I turned it clear. And she said, it was the most amazing thing. I was brushing my teeth, and in the mirror, I was watching the world go by.
It is a really special thing, and you have a separate WC from the shower and designer sink. And I got to tell you, your beds are really comfortable. They're really nice, and they come in king and then two twins. So you have whatever you want on that, and it's a good place to work. As you know, I'm working on this all the time. Right?
I was going to say, have you used the desk? It's actually a nice, spacious desk with a lot of electrical outlets. We also really thought about storage. A lot of us, especially women Americans, we like to travel with a lot, especially if you're having events and you're having dinners where you might wear a ball gown and then wear tennis shoes the next day. And so the beds are high enough that you can put the luggage under, but there's 2 wardrobes. And those 2 wardrobes could be for a husband and a wife, but it also could be instead of roommates.
Right.
And then we've got nooks and crannies where you can really take care of all of your different amenities and your luggage.
No, there's plenty of space. And then, so you have 60 of those, and then you have a few other spaces we talked about. You have a lounge in the stern of the ship too, which is very nice for coffee and for late breakfast. I walked back there, we were going to do the.
But it was all busy.
It was all busy. Actually, whole your executive team was sitting there having coffee and maybe a little late breakfast.
Right. It's a good place to get away. So the Riverview Lounge, which is after the ship, is kind of like everything, multifunctional. It is part of our 3-level spa as well.
I was going to tell you, that spa is amazing. You've got massage rooms, you have workout fitness rooms, and of course, you have these very some specialized equipment, which you just announced. What is it called?
Okay, so it's with Rituals, and it's part of their Mind Oasis. And so you have a brain massage and a hydro massage bed.
I got to come back because I didn't get a chance to do the. I have not done it. No.
Right after this interview, you've got to do something, because the brain massage is really about kind of recentering. So it's aromatherapy, audio therapy, visual therapy, and vibration. And then you've got the hydro massage, which I am going to find a way to get to because it's pretty great. So if you don't want to take the time for a long, luxurious human massage, you can, schedule time there. And then afterwards, why not go up to, our, hydro area where we've got a dry sauna looking out at the river, which is beautiful. There's a steam room. There's the experiential shower, 2 heated loungers, and a whirlpool.
Now, that's not too bad. I don't know too many river ships that have anything like that. I can only name one that might have as much. That was the old Mozart. Has a spa in the middle, but boy, there's nothing like that at on the rivers of Europe right now.
Right, and I think it comes to what our concept was about, which is customization, flexibility, but bringing people on to make the ship part of the voyage even more so. And so, if you're going to have a meeting, you need to recharge. So you want that spa, and then if you're going to be here for a wedding, you need that space for the bride to get ready and for all of the people that are.
Of course, and the groom.
And the groom, yes. The groom, you always look so good.
I know about that. But you're right. You have to have space different. But those are some amazing features that make this ship really unique in the market. And then you're going to be building more of them, right?
We sure are. Actually, yesterday at the naming ceremony, her sister came into to port, to the shipyard. We purposefully decided to have the naming ceremony at the shipyard because we believe if we're going to find the why for why people want to have a group meeting with us, we should show them the why and who brought this to them. And the shipyard was an incredibly important part of this journey with us. And so it was wonderfully, amazingly choreographed that Evolve showed up in her steel beauty.
Oh yeah, we went and we sailed past her at the end. I like that. And then you're going to have, I think, almost 1 or 2 ships a year for a while.
We do. We have 2 more that are already in construction. So the next one is Create. She comes in October of 2027, and then Engage comes in January of 2028. So we'll have 4 ships, and then we have 2 more coming in 28, and then 3 and 3. So by 2030, the objective is to have 12.
You're getting into Viking territory. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I think
I think they got that one on a lock. But for this market, I think you're going to have a lock on this market.
For this market, but one of the reasons we're doing is it's important. If we're all about the flexibility and customization, which is all about the itineraries as well. It's not just this space or the service we bring, but where you want to have your trips. And if you want to do a round trip rather than a hub and spoke type thing, we need to have ships in those areas.
Yeah, and so you're starting with the Rhine, but you're going to be on the Danube, and then maybe other rivers in Europe, and some that we haven't decided yet. Right?
Some that we might not have decided yet. So and all of the ships will look very similar. I mean, they'll be identical. We're obviously taking some things to heart with some little tweaks that we'll make here, but that way you can tandem or do 3 ships. Let's say you have a large group and you have 300 people. We'll just bring them all together.
I actually have been on some charters where we had 4 ships.
Yeah.
Travel agency group I was on earlier this year.
Right.
And they did it, but they didn't really have large. They had to go in the lounge, and you have all these other venues that they can do breakouts and all kinds of things. Now, you're also chief revenue officer. You are starting to market this out and getting this out in the market. How are you going to get the word out in the market? And also, how are you going to be working with travel advisors?
Well, we are 100% B2B. So travel advisors, I've always worked incredibly closely with travel advisors throughout my entire career as, a tour operator, and that is our lifeblood.
Right.
So, our goal is to continue to invite people to visit the ships. So we have immersive experiences, FAMs as we all call them. Going to all these meetings, we are signed up for an immeasurable amount of meetings. We have tripled our sales team, and each of our sales team members are focused on verticals. So expertise in MICE, or events or affinity. And so you can reach out to them. We're going to continue working with, of course, you and doing some more, advertising and PR to really educate people. I think because
you came on the market and they're going to be selling groups, and people are like, what does that mean?
Exactly. So it is an educational process because there are people who think, ooh, charters. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But if you're an advisor that is selling a group of 30 couples, this is a no-brainer.
Or a destination wedding.
It really is a no-brainer, and we'll work with you. And we're not a group department. We're a group company. So you have all of the resources focused on it.
And you can keep your wedding to 120, and then, unless you want to get another ship. But that's actually Hans Rode is having his daughter's wedding. Your chief development officer. You just told me that in my last interview, and that was just an amazing fact that he's going to test it out.
He's testing it out, and he's testing it out quickly. But what he didn't tell you is our chief financial officer is having his son's wedding on the ship next year, and so we've got 2. Now, I have younger children. They are not getting married for quite a while, so maybe on ship 6 or 7.
Okay.
But it's perfect for a wedding. It's perfect for a runway. I mean, did you see that top deck to have a fashion show? We can also put cars on the top.
I heard that. You're going to have a car show out there, and then you're going to put a screen up there as well.
We are. We have this incredible, massive movie screen. And so we can use that for anything from, movies, silent disco, but it also can be a great place because you can see it in the sunlight, and it can be up when we're traveling to have a hybrid meeting. Let's say you have an executive team that's in Hong Kong that you are trying to, have a meeting with. You can do that on that screen, but you can also do that mean, have you seen all the screens around here?
I know there are tons of screens, and you can brand the group and everything else. You could put the wedding couple and everything else here. And I got to tell you, with that screen on top deck, I a few years ago, about 4 years ago, because it was World Cup, the previous World Cup, I wanted to watch the World Cup games, and they actually set up. They kind of have this jury rig, this little screen. Not that it was a decent sized screen, but not like what you have.
Right. No.
And I said that would have been perfect here, both inside in the forum, and then outside would have been a perfect venue to watch sports events and things like that.
Absolutely. And I'm a huge World Cup fan. I was the one who, put the World Cup. I was flying here when USA was playing in their last game, and so I watched that. But we're not only a great place to be able to watch those sports or different events, but it's also we're working with those. So there's amazing events like F1.
Yeah.
I mean, hospitality venue for that. So we're in talks with them. So, anything you can think of can probably be actualized.
There's so many events and so many groups like that, fan events, everything else for sports. But anything else you want to tell our travel advisors? We, again, go out to 125,000. Many of them specialize in group travel. Many of them specialize in destination weddings. And that's where the money is to be made, right?
That's where the money is to be made. And we are in a net rate. And it's not complicated, so they can book with us and then put, their commission on top of that. Reach out to us. We're not new anymore. We call ourselves a scale up versus the startup. Right. We're now operational. You can come and touch and feel. There's no concerns. Connect still does have space, in 27. So we welcome any requests, and let's see how we can make groups what they've always wanted to be.
And I believe you're also going to be at the Asta River Cruise Expo in Vienna in next March. So that's going to be an opportunity for people to actually see this ship. So that's going to be pretty special.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be there. For those who are in the, truly in the MICE area, we'll have this ship at IMEX Frankfurt.
Okay.
For IMEX Frankfurt. Any of those different events that we can get the ship there, we'll be there.
Fantastic. Well, first of all, Kim, congratulations. It's a reality now. It's here we are under sail. We've actually sailed around here in the Netherlands. Had a nice little tour yesterday, and I could have gone on tour today, but I decided to hang with you and hang with your team, and it's I got a lot of work to do. Yeah. So but it's great to do. It's a great venue to do that. But I'm so glad to see this finally become a reality, and it is a beautiful ship, I got to tell you.
Well, we're so happy to have you here, and everyone, come aboard. It's time to transcend.
Time to transcend. So I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.